Primary source review. We are splitting this up by theme and historical period. We're currently on period 9, and the theme that we're working with today is work, exchange, and technology. The document that we've pulled is President Clinton's signing remarks on NAFTA from 1993. So here's the document. He says, "I believe we have made a decision now that will permit us to create an economic order in the world that will promote more growth, more equality, better preservation of the environment, and a greater possibility of world peace. We are on the verge of a global economic expansion that is sparked by the fact that the United States, lit this critical moment, decided that we would compete, not retreat. In a few moments, I will sign the North American Free Trade Act into law. NAFTA will tear down trade barriers between our three nations. It will create the world's largest trade zone and create 200,000 jobs in this country by 1995 alone." So this document is going to fit the theme work, exchange, and technology. Here's the definition given by the College Board. It says this theme focuses on the factors behind the development of systems of economic exchange, particularly the role of technology, economic markets, and government. So the way in which the College Board uses the word exchange is really just a fancy way of saying trade. And NAFTA is all about trade between the United States, Mexico, and Canada. So those three countries create one large economic market. As you see, that is also part of the theme. Let's start with an attribution. We're looking for the title of the document, the author of the document, and also a key summary of the document. It says here, the signing statement issued by President Clinton describes his excitement on the economic progress that the NAFTA partnership will bring to the US, Mexico, and Canada. Very simple. All the other things that you're going to add in the DBQ are going to make this enough for you to get to the point on your DBQ for an attribution. All right, moving on to the different analysis categories, starting with historical situation. How does this document reflect other things that are going on at the time? So as part of the conservative revolutions, that concept of free trade between countries became more popular. Removing trade barriers between neighboring countries would create a larger economic zone that would boost the economy. So we're tying Bill Clinton signing of NAFTA to the conservative revolution that really came about with Reagan's election in 1980. For the audience, we have President Clinton is addressing the country in these remarks, including opponents of the treaty like manufacturing workers and labor unions. He hoped to convince them with the possibility of new jobs to come. So labor unions were really opposed to NAFTA because they thought that all of the large manufacturing businesses in the United States would now be able to take their operations to Mexico where labor was cheaper, and given that the trade barriers and tariffs were going to go away, they could continue to make the same profit or even more profit by paying their workers less money. And the purpose of the remark is to celebrate the new economic partnership and spur economic growth by removing trade barriers. That's always the purpose here for NAFTA. Clinton hoped that American companies could sell more goods and services to Mexico and Canada as a result. And finally, for perspective, President Clinton was a Democrat from Arkansas. So though the Democratic Party usually aligned closely with labor unions and protective tariffs, Clinton was closer to the Republican Party in the issues of free trade. So here we're really talking more about the political aspect of the position that Clinton filled and how his home being in Arkansas, or him coming from Arkansas and being a Southern Democrat, made him more moderate or more aligned with the Republican Party in issues like the economy. All right, I will leave the link for the full document and the full remarks if you are so choose to go and follow that little rabbit hole. But otherwise, I will see you on the next video in which we will tackle another primary source in period 9 with a different historical theme. Thank you, and I'll see you.